Hello, good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to another ES Futures Trading Stream. Today is April 5th, it is Tuesday, April 8th. It is it is 1:09 p.m. Eastern Time in the US. Alright. I hope I hope yesterday you were not caught in you will not caught in this market. You will not caught short yesterday, and I hope you will not caught long today. There was a change. Now, how can I say this? I am saying this since this break started, that the dynamics remain the same, the mindset remains the same, the guidance remains the same. What has changed in this market is the participation that we have, right? And to the point, what I mean with that, I have window trader here. I'm going to, this is, I don't know where it's, I haven't updated saddle last here, but there was no reason to short the market yesterday. Look at the formation that we have yesterday here. I think I'm going to rather use Sierra here, all right? Because I can see here, the thing is here, like I can make this wider, and you can see how short, how close these highs or these lows are here, for example. Right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess what we have here? There's a bunch of stops here, right? High volume here, bunch of stuff. It was traders were buying for this level all day long yesterday, and in the process the market got too long. The overnight got caught into that what the heck. Okay. The overnight got caught into that, and extended prices way higher, getting very close to this high here, which is the high of this. I would say now it is range, right? But you got to see that there was a range forming here. And what happened when you have a range? You apply balance guidance here. The market is getting out of this range, but in the process of getting out of this range, we have this 2-day range now, 3 now, and potentially closing the gap here, right? And as important it is that trying observing what happens, it has the same importance to see what doesn't happen, right? There was a huge gap was closed yesterday, and can you think at least, can you imagine what traders were thinking today? If the gap was closed yesterday, we are going to close this gap, right? But here comes your homework. We talked about this thing yesterday. I hope you remember, but let's have a closer, let's take a look again. I'm going to use Discord again. I'm going to use my homework to make it easier, because it's, we have this range. This is the yearly, very mechanical. Can you see? Very mechanical, right? Buying here, everybody saw that. Monthly, this is that year. And look at where this market closed relative to the low, way up here. But what this is as well? What can you see? What this is? This this area is around the center of this range of the monthly, right? A pullback, a 50% pullback. There you have short-term trading there. You know, you have something, you have some view from the yearly charts. Now you see for the monthly. Okay, well, right? All of the advance the market has last year has been retraced. All of them. I mean, 97, something like that, right? Almost 100%. Almost. This is the weekly. Can you see? And now the weekly gets very interesting here because it comes, right? It comes to this area. You have a big range here in the upper side, what we call the second half of the year high, and a big range in the lower side, which is this one, and this I am disregarding this just because, right? And that gives me a high or a low of the upper range and a high of the lower range. This reference become really important today. Just that, don't just lead us in. I don't have too much. I didn't do too much in my homework, but as the market opened, it took this high out, but it didn't get. It was getting closer to this. Okay. Now you have to remember. I don't know if you can remember this. If you have been watching this market, here. I'm going to open this. All right. Let me see. I can make this small. Oh, never mind. I'll have to make it this way, or make it shorter this way. Can you see this formation here? This formation here. And this formation here. Right? This is key to what happened today. Because as the market opened, this is regular trading hours here. Look at what we have in here. No, market reaches the overnight high from here and breaks. Get back inside. Get back inside. Oh, come on. Gets back inside the overnight session, even overnight range, and comes back. And this part feels very forced here. But the market keeps going higher. You say, where this market what can this market possibly be doing it? Oh man, these guys just keep, right? And next thing we know, it happens again here. Now you can see there's a lot of volume here, but the thing that we have in the upper side here and the upper side here, it happened here. But the market just keeps going. Traders just get very emotional, caught by price here. I was underwater here when I got this thing, right? But you got to see what was happening, right? Market doing this. Well, this market low. I mean, come on, man. If you are thinking long after making this low, you need to realize. I mean, you need to look yourself in the mirror and just kind of make a really, really serious or honest assessment on where you are actually at, right? Because the market, after making this low, it came back, I believe, all the way up to here. I think even get back outside. I'm not sure. But it was just super, super slow, really bad, very mechanical. Uh, um, and that's why I use here, when I do this, I use this part. This part of charts become very useful because I got hardbacks here. I got the opening. I have the overnight high. I have this reference also. This is a nice thing Sierra has because I can place a reference here just for the sake, right? I love this thing actually. I put the reference here and it populates here and here. That's a really nice thing. A really nice things to have. You know, how can you see how it went away? And having overnight inventory 100% short with a very, very prominent overnight POC with a market with a bigger time frame, monthly going lower, weekly going lower, daily going lower, you know, it is within the odds that any rally that comes out of that can be met with some selling. Just that, right? Just that thing. Put that thing in your mind. Yeah, just because of that. What's happening here, it is some sort of rebalancing that's going on, which takes me to the next thing, right? That I always have in my charts on the side, and this is the volume. Look at the volume we had, for example, these past 3 days, this day, and this day, right? What we have today, this is the high we yesterday's period. Where it is now, it's way down here, almost matching, not matching, it's still higher. It's still higher than, let's see, the highest one of the past 10 days, right? It's still higher, but way, way, way lower than this, which is an indication that this buying that was happening here was just some sort of rebalancing going on. Yesterday we have a short covering day, and the potential that today we are going to have another short covering day that is still within the odds, right? It is still within the odds. But I was looking more to a rebalancing here, some kind of area formation here, because the markets rarely move straight up or straight down. Now, this, what the heck is this? Let me open. Okay, here. I don't care about this now. I was monitoring this. I know. This is previous period hardback here. And why I use this, why I put this, because I want to see it here in these charts and these little ones in here. This is volume profile. The good thing about a window is window have it. The window has it here. I can do that here, for example. It is here, right? But can you see? It's kind of like a tool. I cannot separate when I want to see this volume here. It's kind of like a miss. I miss this thing, right? And, you know, every system has its own advantage and disadvantage. Take a look at where this market has stopped, for example, right? Just take a look at where this market has stopped. Right there, to the tick. We have talked about this. We have talked about these references here, these pullbacks. This is 17.5% from the all-time high. If you check the previous videos, the previous streams, I have been putting this. I didn't put this today. I put this like 3-4 weeks ago. You know, just to see what the market does around those things. And it has been very widely used now, these ones. More than these references here, these round numbers, these ones are more relevant now. Look at where we are now, for example, right? What can come, what can tell me the market bouncing or being bought from the overnight high, overnight low? The VIX is at 47. And what's the difference between this low and the overnight low? 4 points. With that volatility, it's like saying to the tick, right? But this one is extreme. It is just, literally to the tick. If I have a position here, I still will keep that unhedged. Right? Because the potential here, I believe the potential here, this market has no confidence, okay? There's a tone for this market, but the potential destination of this trade is this area here. This one here. We have the market, remember, balance, guidelines. I have been writing, instead of writing in my trading journal, I was writing here. All of my observations that I was doing, right? Again, I try to write, because that activates another part of my brain. It is unbelievable, once you start doing this, when you start to do that, how that helps, in the process of thinking, and thinking process, right? The goal is developing probabilistic thinking. And once we have this range, what is the potential destination of this trade? Here, right? The opposite side of this first 2-day range here, or this range here, and the ultimate destination is this one. Right? I'm not saying that's going to happen today. I'm not saying that, but there is plenty of reasons for what that can happen. I am paying, come on, man. I'm paying special attention to this area here. This is from yesterday. Yesterday was short covering weakens the market, but the action that is happening today was extremely mechanical here. Extremely mechanical. We now have two distributions. The first distribution, I'm taking note of this, the first distribution was closed, right? And was sold exactly from the 15% right there. I didn't care much about that, but what I was watching here is this distribution, right? And calling it, to monitor your trade, once again. Where it is? I know I put it here. Yeah. It's a monitor, and these are very obvious areas, and the volatility can be high, the ranges are very wide, but the guidelines remain the same. Right? If you have something here, the first thing the market coming back inside this, I made a mistake here because I wrote there coming back inside yesterday's value area range, which I thought it was this, but this is actually Friday's. Right? Actually Friday's, my bad, my mistake. Value area. The market is just getting close. I think it's not inside yet to value area yesterday. Actually, it is inside now, right? And notice, and here is the thing. Notice where value is. Value is higher today, right? I need to move now my halfback. That's my halfback. My reference was halfback, probably coming to 15% when this movement was coming. I'm aiming to this high volume from the overnight. It's way past that. I'm monitoring for continuation. This thing. Right? Notice what's happening with the market now. Notice what it's doing now. Right? In the process of rebalancing this day, the market is getting extremely short now. Very emotional. Very emotional. Again, I hope you have seen. If you have not, I extremely highly recommend seeing, check Jim Dalton's past webinar. there's a lot of information there. Right? The market now is negative. Everybody knows the market is negative now. If you check everybody's computer, you will see this thing, right? Look at this. No? Market went from being green to red. Everybody's is now aware that the market is negative. All right? Settle is market is below settle and blah 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 blah. Right? Check it out. Where this market has been stopping while it was coming down. Right? Stop it, in the way it went up, stop it here, coming down, stop it here, multiple times. Stop it here as well. Even I hide this. This is when I made my mistake, right? I thought this was yesterday, but this is Friday. I'm going to duplicate this, copy and move that and put it here because this is yesterday's value area, for example, right? It's tubing inside this area, and this is what I consider the bit of this is and this is the thing. This is a 45-degree line, all right? This is a 45-degree line from yesterday. The market going higher. Every time the market going higher, it came back to the same area. And what that area is, right? What that area is? Can you see what we have here? What this number is? We talk about this number as well, right? It wasn't traded when the market was going higher last year. The market just didn't pay attention to that. We talked about this yesterday, or I think Saturday. We talked about this as well. That area, this number, just because it's 5,000, can be a reference for the market now, right? For the market now. There is some news also today that have come that is helping this movement. That this administration is. Okay, let me see if I can show it here. We start applying 100% tariffs on Chinese goods, right, coming to the States. That's absolutely crazy. What's happening here, I think, is absolutely crazy, right? But can you see what's happening with the market now, right? Every time we are having this tariff news, every time this happens, the market now reacts less and less. I mean, the reaction is less and less virulent than it was the first time. As it happened, it will come to a moment in time where the market will just don't pay attention to it. All right? It happens all the time. It happens with when the last time, when was the last time? It happens with CPI, with inflation news. It happened with what else? The war in Ukraine. Now it's happening with the tariffs. But can you see? The number that I have shown you? 100%, right? 100% tariffs. That's huge. And what is the reaction on the market? If this was the first time, I will compare, if you remember the first time when the market just break hard 100, 150 points, 200 points to the downside. And the reaction we're having now is very, 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 the tempo we're having now is very or quite different to that. Just pay attention to that. And also pay attention to the fact that I'm not talking about price now. If you have been trading this market, you have been following price only, this probably would have been a really, really hard market to trade. Look at where this market is now. It failed to reach this high. We are right there about this low. Trading is also it's not a science. Trading is an art, and science, I mean, can be both, right? It's part science, part art, more like an art. I am disregarding this part. We are still, well, not far from the 5,000, but this area here, this low here, can be, going into the closing can be some relevance. I am applying balance guidelines here around this level. Right? I don't have that in my profiles, in my market profiles charts, but I had this chart always displayed in one of my screens. Okay. I have three screens. One is the charts, the daily that I show you. Is dedicated to that screen, and the other one, in the other one, I have my options board with the options that I may be trading at the time, right? And also I have the OBS, internet, and all that stuff on that one as well. Okay. Check this out. Check where this is coming. Where this is stopping here. Where all us started. All of this movement, where this one has started. Exactly in the 5200. Exactly half back here. This was when this 100% tariffs news came out. Market was kind of like a downhill and has a few virulent short covering rally here, and then we just keep going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Right? It has been a really, really hard market to trade. I have been underwater for, I guess, a couple of hours until my trade. Look at this. If China makes a deal, Trump will be gracious. This is the thing here, right? The market is one tweet away, right? One piece of news away from a freaking high, freaking wild short cover rally here. That's the thing. The uncertainty here, there's nothing certain, but the market has to deal with all business fears. I believe it is within the odds, and I give good odds that this market is heading to this area. I'm going to close this. I'm going to use window for that. I think the potential destination of this movement, come on, what is this? What is, man, there's something wrong here. Oh, right. It's the area between 5,000 and 5,970. Okay, which will be this one here. This area here. And this area here, which is this one, it is just the destination. Usually the markets go, stretch further, in this case further down from that. I'm not saying the market is going to go to that, right? By this time, I would not, to be honest, I will not, I don't want to do anything now, right? If you got a position, you got to monitor the position, hedge, and do something accordingly. There's no confidence in this market, and the market is quite risky. Having 50% of VIX can give us like how much percent? Like 3%, 3% of ranges, right? How much is 3%? Right now is 5,200. 5,200 times 3% equal 150%. 150. 52 times 5%. 350 between 150 and 260 points range. How many points we have now? All right, and this is, I mean, again, this is the way how this and you can see how trading, how big time framing works here, right? How much is 250%? 5,300 to around 50-50, right? Kind of really close, a little bit higher than this area here. Right, that's one thing. Now, where it is, where do we have a circuit breaker? Circuit breaker will be this number here. Let's call it 5098, 5099, 5099 times 7%. That's a first circuit breaker. Okay, my bad. 5998 times 93%, which is 7% lower. 5578. What? Come on. 5099. 5099 times 7% less. 4742 would be where the market would halt if there is a break. Right? But can you see how this works? Can you see how bigger time frame works? Can you see how many people, I know, can fall for price here? $47.72 is way below. I was trading this 4,800 options. But 47, how much I say? 47.42. Look at what is 47.42. It's below this yearly range high that we have in this market. Keep that in mind, okay? That piece of information is something to add. Right? I am starting to monitor those things as well, where this 7% halt breaker, circuit breaker is, just in case. Have you seen how this market has, if you take, in the past days, if you take the market high, the range high relative, to the low, and do the percentage calculation here, there is more than 7% if you use this high. But that's not how it works. The CME calculates, the way how the calculations are made, they use CEDO. The price on the last price, or the price at which the market closes at 4 p.m. And that's CEDO. And you can have that number from the website, CME website. First things first. Right? This high is coming. This one is coming from, was coming from halfback. Look at this thing, right? This is just mechanical, man. What I am doing here is just talking about mechanical things. And why I'm talking about mechanical things? Because the way how the market is trading. Right? We have value higher here. As the market goes lower, look at what we have here. We have whites. I don't have reds. Right? Now, this part here, notice how it dry, and the market just disregard these highs when the market was at the highs, right? It is different when the market goes lower. right? I have a bunch of red spins here. Overall, volume lower, gets lower here, right? The bulk of this volume, unbelievably, is above previous day high. It's way up here, right? Traders got very emotional. Oh, this market is going to rally 400 points. I'm going to recover all the losses I had last week. I'm going to be long. I don't want to miss it. Right here. Look at where this green thing is POC, volume POC. Right? Very questionable low here. Exactly what do we have here from previous day? We have halfback, POC halfback, very mechanical low. We got 17.5%. And why I have 17. The reason why I have 17.5 is because I had. Let me explain you my thinking here. I have made 5, 6, 7, 8, 9%, right? When the market was going lower. No, but as once it's bigger than 10, it doesn't make sense to make 11, 12, 13, 14. I will have a chart that's too cluttered. There's too much things, too much reference in there. And if the market is going to do something, I believe, right? I believe that 15 can be too much, so I put something in between. And that's why I choose these halves between 10 and 15 and between 15 and 20. The next thing, after 20, I'm not going to do 22.5, I'm going to do 25. And just so you know. Huh? Now, moving forward, what I have here. What I have here, let me get rid of this erase drawing. I don't need that anymore. Our net distributions have been closed. 5200 is right there. I made a mistake with this reference. The overnight high also is history. It doesn't mean the market cannot go back here. I'm not saying that, but I don't want to have that on my chart. This overnight spike is, I don't know what the heck is that. Oh, that was from, I think it was from CPI. Or non-farm payroll or something like that. I will keep that. I got that. Oh, moving forward, right? This low is very questionable. This is the bulk, no? This is the bulk of the volume we had yesterday. Right? It is extremely weak, right? This reference here is gaining for me, is gaining relevance now. And I'm going to do it like that so I can see it better. Happens to be 5,000. Guess what we have? What do you have here, right? If you don't see this, there is no way the 5,000 is. What else? Now we have more stops here. But remember, the day today is to the upside. We have value higher than yesterday. It's a market that's trending lower. The major time frames are to the downside. The daily has changed. The daily has changed. Yesterday's has taken yesterday's high out, which increases the odds that we may, that the market may start forming a range here. And this is just odds, man. These are just odds. Remember what we were talking here, right? About this low here. It is not that these have to be respected, but that's what you want to get, right? That's what you get. Developing probabilistic thinking is the ultimate goal here. And when you start thinking probabilities, you will understand that any trade that is placed, first, it has to be speculative. The first time it has to be speculative. And when it is speculative, you will understand that the term can work or cannot. Right? You can be wrong or you can be not. It's not. I guess that's the wrong choice of word. It's not about being wrong or right. Right? The market can move in your direction, or the market can move against your direction, against your position. Hate this thing. Hate this phone. I'm sorry about that noise. I know it's annoying. Right? When we have that little thing in our brains that we will accept that we can lose, right? And losing in this business is fundamental. It's a fundamental part of the business. It's key here because we have to learn to lose. Right? At this point, I suggest you, if you haven't read, take a look to Tom Hogarth's book, The Best Loser Wins. It's amazing. It's amazing how this happened because probabilistic thinking is not in our brains. Thousands of generations, have teachers, thousands of years of evolution has teachers to trust our emotions, to be ruled by emotions. The advantage of something that we can do here, we can teach us. We have this intuition that we are born with that, right? We have this intuition that can be honed. Naturally, we are honed by evolution, but that doesn't work here in markets. In this business, that doesn't work. We have to learn to hone the intuition. You want to do that, you have a lot of information down in that regard. You have Brett Steenbargen books. You have a lot of videos of Brett Steenbargen as well, Dr. Brett Steenbargen. You have YouTube. He has a blog spot that you can also read. He has a lot of videos on YouTube, a lot of information on that. You also have Jim Dalton that talks very often about that. Notice another thing here. Notice where today's settle or yesterday's settle was pretty much unchanged relative to the previous day, relative to Friday. It has a wide range, very wide range, but the settle is there. Right? The market settled below Friday's range. It closed it inside, but it settled below. How much is this range, for example? Right? This is 52.85, 58.65. 52.85 my 58.65, right? 580 points. Am I right? That's right, 580 points. Let's take this high. If I take this high here, what is? If I take settle, kind of like let's do 5100, right? 5100 divided into 5100. That's 11%. Right? If I take the range, if I take this range, market comes down half, there has but this circuit breaks, in this case, is to the upside. But these circuit breakers are not activated. But I just want you to see it, right? This is an amazing thing to see. Right? Amazing thing. If you cannot trade this, I am not trading, I'm not touching this market that often, but it's an amazing time to watch, amazing thing to experience. This doesn't happen often. Right? The last time it happened was almost 5 years ago. There also something happening just like 5 years ago or what happened after what happened 5 years ago are very low. The Fed doesn't have the room now to give money away or to try to come to the rescue in the way that it happened 5 years ago. Right? Now, what else? I guess the last thing to close today. We have an inside bar, very questionable low. Let me label this low. We have a questionable low yesterday. And this also, so far, is a very questionable 5, 8 low. This is 5.7. 5.7. This is even more questionable than yesterday. Okay, look at that. We don't have excess. We don't have excess. For 50% of VIX, this is like was exactly to a tick. It is coming from oh god damn it, man. It's coming from halfback. Okay. It is just very, very, very questionable. You know, overnight low, a bunch of references here. Erase drawing. Yes. I'm going to lock this draw. Oh, this guy here. I actually don't know who he is, but Sierra Charts has a really it's not user friendly. That's what I'm saying. Compared to Windows, he has really nice videos how to set this thing. I mean, he doesn't use this kind of things. This is the only what you can see here is the only thing I use. This is it. I think this one here is even too much. But what is this? This is delta. This is bigger than us delta. I don't care about that, really. It doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter. What matters in this business is the contracts that are actually traded, right? I know that there were people or participants that have traded 1,592 contracts at this level, for example. I know that this area here is higher relative to the one above, to the one below. I know that is decreases as the market goes higher. That's how whites. That wasn't matter to me. Right? There is something here that we have a question of. There is some attempt to take this low, kind of like very soft attempt. I have a bias to the downside, but the day, as we see, value is higher. If this is too close, if the market cannot move, and that's why I say the guidance remains the same. If the market cannot move value, at least inside yesterday's value area, there can be something here, right? There can be some sort of rebalancing that can happen at the close, that can potentially create some sort of short covering. I'm not saying that's going to happen. The tone has been set to the downside. We are just below zero here, but this is a rotational day as well. It was yesterday was short covering. This may be a long liquidation day. And we will see that if this market starts trading sideways here. The more it trades sideways here, the more likely that POC is moved lower, and more likely also that value will start moving lower. Now, how far? How much time left, we have to do that. You have 4 more periods, right? We have 2, it's almost 2 p.m. You have time here. This is also something I like from this platform. We have 4 more periods. If you add 4 more periods to this profile here, you will have 7 periods here, which is wider than the 4 here. But something that I don't want to happen is the market coming back inside, closing these distributions, and much less coming back inside here, which will make this POC wider. Okay? And will mean that the market has come to half back, and there can be something to the upside here. This one here is a reference that I will let me put here. I will call it forward, modify text plus previous period halfback. Okay, this is important. It does not just 5200, but this high, the market was sold from previous period halfback, which is very, very, very freaking questionable here. All right, questionable. 5-8 low, copy and move driver, and it is a questionable. I'm gonna lock this drawing. Unlock. What about you? Yeah. What about you? Okay, all these are locked. I don't want the something that doesn't happen often in this chart is when I start moving this, if these lines are not locked, I may grab it by accident and move it, right? And sometimes some days are new, but the problem, I don't have too much problem finding out where it was. But sometimes when they are too far back in time, it can be difficult. Right? POC volume. This volume POC has been traded. Notice this thing. this is really nice, man. Why? Let me show you something. This is why I need these charts, because when I have think of swim here, which is really good. It has a really nice market profiles, man. Really nice market profiles. Okay, really nice market profiles. I also have the expanded market profile. Monkey bars, what they call market. I can see this here, right? Look at what we have here. How many lows we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lows now. How many lows we have below that low? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is super dangerous here, right? The tone of the day, value is higher. Guess what trades are doing? All right. Guess what trades are doing relative to yesterday? But the trade, okay, the trade is in what direction? Value area wise, right? If I am going to take something relative to value, if I talk about value, notice where this high is coming, where this high is being made here. Even without watching, right? Even without, this is last, exactly. This is very questionable high, whatever. All right. Oh, I can easily veer from what I'm talking here. There's a really nice, Thinkorswim has really nice charts, right? But what I miss here, and that's why I decided to go to check Sierra here. What I miss here is this. You know, without volume, it's really hard to see. It's kind of like you miss many things if you don't have volume. Right? I don't care about previous periods here. right? That would be zooming too much, right? But you can see, right, where this volume is, what happened here, where the concentration of the previous period volume is around the center. Do we have something on the top? No, we have around the center. This in the same way how the market has checked this area from yesterday, has checked this area from yesterday. This period, check this period, right? But it didn't even challenge the area where the most percentage is. Now we have another inside bar, a potential inside bar forming here. Okay, I hope these things helps. Oh, the last thing, this bit and as delta is just to monitor whenever I have a position here. If there is something really big that comes here, it's a big difference here. For example, I don't have anything now. Let's check here, 2,500, 2,500. My charts are in two ticks. Well, look at this. Look at this volume here. This is a delta, right? This is huge, man. It's huge. 2,000 here, 1,000 here, but this one is positive. Right? I think there was some, I don't know what happened here. I think this is when the news came about, there was something about the tariffs that came. Before that 100% thing, there was another piece of news there that took the market higher. Just after that, there was another one. But these things are important. But you can see, it doesn't happen often. And it's kind of like, if I focus too much in this, it would be just, here I have something bigger, but if I zoom in, it's just 500. I don't care about this unless these have four digits, right? It is better if you have 4 digits and I have 5 digits here. That is something. Usually there's directional, something has some sort of directional movement about to happen, right? Or continuation, potential continuation of that. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And unless you have any questions, I will be calling it a day and wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. See you.